name is Berlisa Bracey, and I will be presenting the effects of school bullying. Bullying has become a worldwide concern that is a common problem faced by children and adolescents in school. The phenomenon of bullying is not a new concept, as evidenced by historical documents. In earlier years, bullying was generally described as physical harassment, which resulted in death, strong isolation, or extortion in school children. Bullying now includes psychological and verbal threatening as well. Bullying is defined as unwanted aggressive behavior among school-aged children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. But the behavior must be aggressive and have repetition and imbalance of power to be considered bullying. The first report of bullying was on August the 6th in 1862. It was a systematic bullying in the Army. The soldier died as a result of the bullying. In this case, the victim was also the aggressor. There are three types of bullying: verbal bullying, social bullying, and physical bullying. Verbal bullying includes name calling, taunting, or verbal threatening. Social bullying includes the ruining of reputation as well as relationships. It also includes spreading rumors and name calling. Physical bullying is any physical harm done to another person. This could be punching, slapping, or pushing. Where and when bullying happens. Most reported bullying happens inside the school building. Bullying can also occur on the playground as well as on the school bus. Bullying normally occurs during school hours, but can also occur after school. Statement of the problem. Bullying is a problem that causes long-term emotional health issues. Higher levels of stress, anxiety, and depression have been documented among today's youth. And although efforts to reduce bullying in schools continues, but it continues to affect 20% of the students. Review of literature. Bullying is a growing worldwide problem largely affecting school-age youth. According to the 2009 Indicators of School Crime and Safety Survey, 1/3 teenagers have reported being bullied at school. Bullying is often linked to negative events such as teen suicide as well as school shootings. Youth in the minority groups with regard to race, religion, and sexual orientation may be at higher risk of being bullied. The first significant journal article which addressed bullying among young people was written by Burke in 1987. There was a long gap before the issue was taken up again. The question of bullying was considered in Scandinavia in 1970s. Studies on bullying have developed with diverse approaches and have been considered in different social contexts. Significance of the study. The purpose of this study is to explore the social and emotional effects bullying may have on the victim as it relates to self-esteem and ongoing mental issues. Research questions and hypotheses. The first research question is, does bullying affect a child's emotional and social development? The second research question is, what emotional impact does bullying have on the victim? The third research question is, what social skills issues do victims of bullying tend to exhibit? Although this is a quantitative study, My hypothesis about bullying from the research data findings are: bullying causes emotional issues in children. Children who are bullied are more likely to have low self-esteem than those who have not been bullied. The definition of variables and concepts. Variables are what the hypotheses predict. The hypotheses predict which variable influences the other. This can be viewed as cause and effect. The independent variable is the variable that explains or causes something. This variable is not dependent on the other variable. However, the dependent variable is the one that is being explained or caused. This is the variable that is the effect. A concept is a mental image that symbolizes an ideal, an object, an event, or person. In this study, the independent variable is the exposure to school-age children being bullied, and the dependent variable is the long-term emotional issues. A quantitative research design was chosen as the most effective methods to explore the social and emotional impact bullying has on the victim. Qualitative research strategies have much to offer in terms of insight into the kinds of bullying experienced and understanding of these behaviors. Population and sample. The respondents of this study are 30 children who experienced being bullied and were chosen through random sampling. The ages range from 9 to 15. 12 were male and 18 were female. 8 were African American, 7 were Hispanic, 10 were Caucasian, and 5 were biracial. The grades ranged from 4th to 9th grade. 5 were in the 4th grade, 8 were in 5th grade, 7 were in 6th grade, 4 were in the 7th grade, 2 were in 8th grade, and 4 were in 9th grade. Plan of data collection. The material and instruments to be used for gathering data are the questionnaire checklist as well as the interview. Approval was obtained by the superintendent and the principal of the school district. Parental consent forms were distributed and returned with signatures of the parents. Development of questionnaire. The purpose of this study is to explore the social and emotional effects bullying has on the victim as it relates to self-esteem and depression. The questionnaire consists of 20 closed-ended questions. It was used to promote dialogue and solicit data from 30 children who have been victims of bullying. Questions address demographics, locations of bullying, frequency, emotional suffering, and coping mechanisms. This was a self-report study. The survey questions could be used in elementary, middle school, as well as high school. The data was anonymous and question that gives school staff actionable data. Plan of data analysis. It will be focused on the gender profile, age profile, frequency, and the effects of bullying. Limitations of study. The study was conducted with a small sample size. More research is needed to demonstrate the effects bullying has on long-term mental health. Summary. There has been more awareness brought to bullying since the early centuries when the first incident of bullying occurred. Bullying has gone beyond physical harm and has included psychological and verbal threatening. There are 3 types of bullying: social, verbal, and physical. Bullying occurs mainly in the school setting, but can also occur outside of the school. Bullying is often linked to negative events such as school shootings and teen suicide. Bullying has long-term emotional effects on the victims. I have included a video clip by Dr. A.J. Mayer, a psychiatrist at Lee Memorial Health System, and he says that bullying is a problem that is often overlooked.
I think we are not paying enough attention.
It's a growing problem, one health experts say is still commonly overlooked.
2/3 of all mass shootings that happened anywhere in the United States included a child who had been bullied.
Dr. A.J. Mayer, a psychiatrist at Lee Memorial Health System, says a child can have lifelong damage from bullying.
We are clearly seeing a link between bullying and what happens later on in life. Whether it is severe depression, just difficulty with relationships.
If a child or a teenager is being bullied, they will often show signs of anxiety, depression, have trouble concentrating or sleeping, and complain about going to school. Oftentimes, experts say these characteristics will continue throughout adulthood.
They can become a bully in situations later on in life, sadly, or they can become a person who don't believe that they can do anything right.
But he says a child who is a bully may also struggle as he gets older.
There are some people who actually are going to grow into antisocial personality disorder people, who are going to end up in jail at some point in their life, who don't care about other people's feelings.
He says most often children who are bullies have experienced abuse.
And they are actually repeating those behaviors with kids that are smaller than them or have any kind of impediment.
If a child is suspected of being bullied or bullying others, he says it's important for parents and teachers to intervene quickly and give both children the help they need. For Lee Memorial Health System, I'm Lindsay Fry.
Implications. Bully victimization is common among school-age children. Children who experience bullying often display social and emotional difficulties. There is a connection between the victim of bullying and the effect it has on their emotional and social well-being. Low self-esteem, anxiety, and some symptoms of depression, such as sadness, loneliness, are often experienced as well. Social work practitioners and policymakers should work to develop more prevalent interventions and policies that can help end bullying. School counselors should incorporate social skills, training in small group, and classroom discussions about bullying. Social workers should promote and advocate for programs that will be helpful to decrease bullying in schools. Bringing more awareness of the negative impact bullying is to show that interventions and programs are a need. What can we do? Breaking the cycle of violence requires that we examine how and why a child becomes a bully or the target of a bully. Bullying cannot be discounted as teasing or as a necessary part of life. We must recognize it as the aggression that it is. Encouraging students to talk about being bullied and acting against it. Conclusion. Bullying can be a life and death issue. Thousands of children go to school every day filled with fear. It is not only the bullied child who suffers the consequences of bullying. Many children who bully continue these learned behaviors into adulthood and are at increased risk of bullying their own children, losing jobs, and potentially ending up in jail. Bystanders who do nothing to intervene carry the moral burden. Witnessing a person or group cause irreparable damage to another person. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.